everyone, my name is Putty, and welcome back for another edition of Tuesday Night SmackDown. In between episodes, we have had another Tuesday Night SmackDown format change.
SmackDown is becoming much like real-world SmackDown in like the early 2010s, where it was like new logos, new formats, new themes, new people. Who's even on our roster anymore? Do we have a roster?
So, I've been playing a lot of TEW recently, and so I decided it would probably be best for the series as a whole if I booked SmackDown on my PC for, going forward. And that has led to a situation where we can do things in what I would call a traditional TEW way. So I book everything, I send it over to Tucker, and we go through the shoot post. I know a lot of people were looking for that as well in the comments. You were not an impact in that decision. I don't care about you at all. But I'm happy that you're happy. And we're gonna be doing it like
my
this.
Favorite. That's my favorite thing I've ever heard from you. Just like I know some people wanted this in the comments, but fuck you. You weren't the reason this happened. I'd like to let you know.
Yep, I needed to specifically mention that.
And are we ready to go?
Yeah, I'm hoping this does okay. I'm hoping this does better than recent shows because I got hands-on with this one. All right, so we start off the show with John Cena returning to Tuesday Night SmackDown. Ignore the text. The text lies. They're not agreeing to face each other later on in the match.
What? John Cena invented a new catchphrase. Would you like to elaborate on this?
Sure. John Cena comes out and says that he built this city on hustle, loyalty, and respect.
Catchphrase.
Yeah, sure. And that Friday nights, Tuesday nights, Thursday, whatever SmackDown it's been, has always, since the brand split, been based on mutual competition. You know, sometimes people go a little outside the boundaries, but as a general rule, we have a lot of respect for the wrestling profession. What happened 2 weeks ago on this show was unacceptable. Chris Hero went far beyond the remit of what he was allowed to do on his SmackDown contract, and he legitimately harmed a 70-year-old man. That is unacceptable, and there will be consequences. So Chris, get out here right now. Chris comes out with a rebellious look on his face, like, you know, what are you gonna do? Fire me? And he steps into the ring and he goes, face to face with John Cena, and John Cena says, Chris, I think you've been a great superstar for this brand, and I appreciate the good that you've done, but what you did was unacceptable. You're fat. And then before he can finish, Chris Hero elbows the fuck out of John Cena. And John Cena falls like a sack of potatoes onto his head and to whatever body part he's injured. I think it's like his elbow or something. As officials rush the ring and Chris Hero kind of shrugs and walks off. And that's how we start today's show.
Chris is awesome.
Chris don't give a shit. Things eventually dice, you know.
That actually popped me. When you said it, I was like, oh my god. But are you sure they're not fighting later on?
Definitely. And then Becky Lynch says, you know what, Bayley, you asked me for a match last week, and given we're both high-ranking contenders, I think we should make it a number one contenders match. Yeah, we have some new storylines this week. Yep. So they're going to have a match later tonight. And Becky thinks it'll be kind of like a quasi number one contenders match. We have a style battle match, guys. Next. In a 79B.
Oh, shit.
Pentagon Jr. defeats AJ Styles with a package pile driver. There you go.
Goddamn.
And Kevin Owens says, Samoa Joe, last week I arrived. And I'm a prize fighter. I fight for a prize. That's kind of the definition of prize fighter. And in tonight's main event, I'll fight you for your prize. One of the greatest prizes in this business. And, I've already won that title twice before, Joe. It's the first time you've held that belt, and it's not only the first time you've held that belt, it's the first time you've held any belt that matters in professional wrestling.
Ooh.
And I know how much that belt means to you, Joe, because everything you've done in your career has led to you holding it. That belt is your entire career, and tonight, I'm going to take it away from you.
Damn.
And Pentagon's like, AJ Styles, I beat you. Yes! He's like totally like marking out for himself backstage.
Yeah.
And he's like, I did it! This is really cool.
Uh-oh.
Riddle, and if I beat Matt Riddle, what?
We just like lost you for a sec. That was weird.
What's the last thing you heard?
It's really cool.
It's really cool, and next week I'm gonna fight Matt Riddle, and if Sami Zayn does not win tonight, and I beat Matt Riddle next week, I'm guaranteed, mathematically guaranteed to win the Super SmackDown style battle. Cero miedo. And then Becky and Bayley have their match. It's about 3 minutes and 26 seconds. And it ends with a double disqualification where Alexa Bliss attacks both of her competitors, seemingly to stop a number one contender being crowned.
Damn.
And Samoa Joe says, you know what, Owens, you did arrive last week. You know what, this belt is everything. But you don't want to back me into a corner. I get very aggressive. I get very angry. I release Discharge, Super SmackDown Samoan Team. And last week, Joe, that's my name, Owens, you embarrassed me. I'm not afraid to admit it. Because embarrassment doesn't make me weaker, doesn't make me smaller. It makes me more aggressive, makes me angrier. I've been thinking about this for 7 days, Kev. And tonight, those 7 days of aggression, anger, and bottled up Super SmackDown Samoan semen are going to go all over your face. You think you've got a chance of winning this off of me? You better go back to Raw, where the competition is a lot easier.
Aww.
Like, it wasn't even that aggressive and all. It was just a... Oh. Daniel Bryan is backstage, kind of really panicking about the opening segment. And he says, and he gets the news about the Monkey Death match. He's really like, you know what? Alexa Bliss should have seen this coming. It's happened throughout the ages. She knows what interrupting a number one contenders match means. At No Mercy, we are going to have a triple threat match. Becky Lynch and Bayley will take on Alexa Bliss for the WWE Women's Championship.
I will do the booking in.
Great. Excellent.
Oh man, I forgot to mute Skype before, or not Skype, Discord before we went back in.
It's okay, I don't think there will be a lot of activity.
There will be noises.
Plus we'll cut out soon.
That's true.
Yeah.
Any minute now, actually.
I'll triple threat, by the way.
It's got the putty seal of approval.
It does. And then the second style battle match of the night, Sami Zayn and Matt Riddle draw.
Here on SmackDown, we have very descriptive language.
They draw. So now Sami Zayn, we'll talk about this in a second. Sami Zayn and Matt Riddle. Sami Zayn is on 4 points. Matt Riddle is on 1 point. And both AJ Styles and Pentagon Jr. on 3 points. So what that means is if Sami Zayn beats AJ Styles next week, Sami Zayn wins the Super SmackDown style battle. If I think Matt Riddle is now out of the Super SmackDown style battle, and if Pentagon Jr. Wins, if Pentagon Jr. and AJ Styles win, Pentagon Jr. wins. If AJ Styles wins and Pentagon and Sami, if AJ Styles wins and Pentagon and Matt Riddle draw, AJ wins. So if Sami wins, he wins. If Pentagon wins and Sami loses, Pentagon wins. And if AJ wins and Pentagon draws, AJ wins. And Matt Riddle is out. We'll see you guys in a sec. Yuki Nakamura returns to Tuesday Night SmackDown.
Yay!
He comes out and he says, Madison Square Garden, it has been over a year since I have been here on Tuesday Night SmackDown, and it has been a mixed career. I started off strongly. I had a couple of pay-per-view wins under my belt, and I won the WWE Intercontinental Championship. And I think with my reign, it was the strongest it's been in many years, and I had a great rivalry with one of the greatest superstars of all time, Sami Zayn. It was a fantastic run. But since then, I've lost direction. I thought I might want to be a main event superstar. Thought I might want to be a tag team superstar. And then I thought I might want to be a Raw superstar. I've had a lot of tangents over the last couple of months. But it's time to refocus. I need to try and win the WWE Championship. And I need to try and be a main event superstar, and maybe I need to go back to my roots a little bit. I need to recapture the essence of what made my starting run here so great. And then Rusev's music hits, and he comes out and he hits the ring and he says, "You know what made your start here so great? That you were somehow able to get a fluke victory over me. I was your first pay-per-view opponent, and you beat me by this much." This tiny amount, and yet you have gone to more and more heights, whereas I was drafted to Raw, the worst punishment to match. I don't understand people so evenly matched could have such different years. So you know what, Shinsuke, I want a rematch. I want to show you that I'm just as good as you, and I sure didn't deserve to be treated the way I had over this last year. And Lana's just sitting there nodding, like, yeah, I agree.
Do those things.
And Shinsuke's like, all right, you want a rematch so badly? Let's have a rematch. My first ever WWE pay-per-view match. Rematch at No Mercy. And you can book that in.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I have more matches booked for my October pay-per-view than you do for your September pay-per-view.
Like, I told you this. We're going to see what happens.
I'm sure all of the paying fans also are going to love the see what happens attitude.
I mean, it'll be obvious where the story is going when it happens. You know what I mean?
Tickets are already on sale, and there's no matches announced except for that shitty one.
Where's Rusev? There he is. Where's the other guy?
Main eventer, face.
There he is. And moving forward, folks.
So, Matt Riddle comes out. He smiles at the crowd. He nods. And then Drew Gulak comes out with TJ Perkins, and they smile at each other, and they nod clearly that they're now the TJ Perkins is the partner Drew Gulak was talking about last week. Hot Sauce Tracy Williams comes out with Freddie Ahai. They look at each other, and they nod. And then they all do the catch point signal, and it's clearly obvious that catch point has now fully arrived in the WWE.
Holy shit.
And then catch point for the team of Freddie Ahai and Hot Sauce Tracy Williams defeats Drew Mulligan by submission with an unidentified submission hold.
Weak link.
Shh. And then catch point 3, the team of Drew Gulak and TJ Perkins defeat the Revival with a figure 4 deathlock.
Wow.
Which I believe is just his bar.
Yeah, I think so.
Good match. Good matches from the catch point place.
Yeah.
And then we have a hit for tonight's main event. Samoa Joe versus Kevin Owens, the prize fighter versus the Intercontinental Champion. Who will win supremacy of the SmackDown brand? Samoa Joe makes a spectacular, over-the-top entrance. There are vials of Super SmackDown Samoan semen pouring into the arena like JBL money. People are clamoring to get hold of some of this Super SmackDown Samoan semen. And the main event of the evening... Oh, shit. Oh. Well.
Whoops.
We have an all-out PWG level 20-minute and 50-second match where they just throw bombs at each other for 20 minutes. The match starts off with a pop-up powerbombs. Joe kicks out at one and hits him with a muscle buster. Owens kicks out at one and they trade Ishii-style forearms and then go into just non-stop Tope Con Heroes for about 15 minutes before Joe is caught with a Tope Con Hero into an apron powerbomb, thrown back into the ring and hit with a pop-up powerbomb, and Owens wins the Intercontinental Championship.
Wait, what? Well, it was on my screen. I didn't even notice.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Woo! Intercontinental Champion Kevin Owens.
Oh.
I use Matt Riddle far too much.
Boo! Matt Riddle fucking sucks. This guy apparently is the future of All Japan.